Pet euthanasia. Let's talk about it. So, what is best? Pet euthanasia or allowing a pet to die naturally? I feel like this topic is a little controversial, and I'm going to come out and say that I'm not quite sure where I kind of sit on this at the moment. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, I would have said pet euthanasia, yeah, it's humane, it's the best process, no issue with it whatsoever. But as I have evolved and as I have grown and as I have tapped in more spiritually, I'm not sure if pet euthanasia is the highest path. And I would love for you guys to share your feelings on this, your feelings, your insights, maybe even your own experiences. And is there a right and wrong? And I feel like this really comes from the human mind, because from the animal's perspective, from the pet's perspective, it doesn't matter. It's no issue for them. And it's no issue for them because they live in a higher dimension to us, right? We co-create with them here in the 3D physical reality, but they exist in the 5th, 6th, 7th dimensions and beyond. And so when they actually leave their body, they go into a higher dimension. They still exist. They just go into a higher, like 6th dimension and beyond, something that we actually don't see with our limited senses. And so, again, my own personal experience, we have always euthanized our pets because we felt like it was the kindest thing to do. And even with Tilly, I didn't feel comfortable with euthanasia because I know this might sound really confronting, and let me know if you've kind of felt the same way. So I see euthanasia in two different ways. One, like if the pet doesn't have a quality of life, if they are in pain, if they're suffering, then assisting them to cross over can definitely be one of the kindest choices that we make for them. On the flip side, I feel like I'm consciously ending somebody's life. I'm not going to say murder because I feel like that is really extreme, but I'm making the conscious decision to end another being's life. And I'm not doing it in a natural way. I'm doing it with drugs. I also, like, you're giving them a sedation, so they're still conscious. And the whole idea around euthanasia is that they are unconscious, they can't feel anything. Okay. They're conscious, has been sedated, has gone unconscious, but they're unconscious and they're super conscious, and their soul and their higher self still know exactly what's going on. They're not sleeping. They're still here and they know exactly what's going on. And so from the superconscious and the soul perspective, they know that what is going on, that this is it, and their time ends. And so I feel like once you know that, it makes probably the journey of euthanasia harder, or the decision of it. But on the flip side, we also know that animals can hold on for a really long time. And, you know, I mean, in Tilly's case, she could have lived another couple of days. She could have lived another couple of weeks. But was there any quality of life there? The answer was no. And was that going to be fair on her? And so I don't know of any other alternative other than just allowing the pet to go through the natural dying process. I'm not going to speak about examples, but you guys could see, like, look at if a fish gets caught, right? There is suffering until the point where it actually is dead. And that's not fair. So therefore, euthanasia can be a more humane way. But knowing that the animal, once you sedate the animal's immobile, like it can't move. And so this conversation, I feel like, as I said at the start, is probably quite a confronting conversation. Maybe controversial, but probably really confronting. And if, for those of us that choose to have animals in our lives, this is something that we can't escape. It is inevitable. And so I suppose my journey with this is like finding a way to come into some sort of acceptance and understanding of the choice that you actually made, so you can make peace with it. But then what choice would you make moving forward? And is there another way? I also do think that pets choose they either choose euthanasia or they choose the natural dying. They either choose to leave their body by themselves or they choose assisted death. And, you know, from the soul perspective of the animal, as I said at the start, they don't care. They know what's going on. They have love. They have understanding. They don't have all the stuff that us humans do. Like, our human mind is filled with stuff and stories and meaning. And from the animal perspective, they're like, hey, I don't even care. I'm so grateful for the 15 years that we had together. I had the best time with you. It was time for me to leave and I'll be back. And it's like that simple for them, right? But us humans, we make it all sorts of things and make it and bring meanings and attach ideas and constructs and concepts and all sorts of things that then obviously make it can feel a little bit challenging for ourselves. Anyway, this is kind of a conversation, but also a little bit of a ramble. Do you guys have an opinion on this? Do you have any thoughts around this? Would you always choose euthanasia? How do you guys feel about euthanasia? Yeah. I guess it's always that push-pull of the heart, right? Especially when you love someone, something so deeply and so richly, like you don't want them to go, right? So you want to hold on. Yeah. All right. Chat soon.